is done. We're heading back out. So I got the shot this morning, and we've been working hard to get the boat prepped, and now everything is secured and on board, and we're sailing out towards Bjørnafjorden. We're going to cross that and head a bit north today to get to our anchorage. Tomorrow there's going to be light winds, but going to be a good direction for the next leg of the journey. So we have a short stint tomorrow, a rather long one today. Going to try and make it. So far I don't feel any side effects from the vaccine, so the arm is a bit sore, but that's expected, I guess. So other than that, it's all good. So now we are just enjoying the beautiful weather. It's perfect. It's really warm. It's windy, but it's warm summer wind. It's so nice. And we are doing about 6 knots with beating a bit into the wind, but the sea state is really calm, so it's no problems. Now they die down a bit. It is a bit gusty. Sometimes we past 6.5, and sometimes we drop, like right now, down to I guess around 5.3. That's horrible, isn't it? It feels like we're standing still when we've been doing 6.5. So yeah, but we are heading out. It's the same place that we have gone out many times, so I'm not going to bother shooting the scenery, but I'll give you an update later on. See how it goes. The wind is going to be rather nice today, a bit brisk, but no problem. So I'm expecting more than 7 meters per second, but not much more. Gusting a bit more and sometimes a bit less, but around 7 I expect. But sometimes in this fjord there you get a bit more than you bargain for, but we're not worried about that at all. So we have crossed Bjørnafjorden, so now we're heading up towards Bergen, and if you look ahead of the boat, you can see there is a line of haze down by the water. So when I saw that, I imagined that that could be spray that is drawn from the water, as the wind is quite high around there. It's my prediction anyway. So I decided to reef the main before I rounded this corner, because we're quite close to a nib that's sticking out there, and when I finished reefing, the wind just disappeared. But when we got out on the other side, the wind picked back up. It's about what we had before, and that was just on the limit of reefing. I haven't rolled up any of the general yet. I'll keep that full still. The boat is handling it well, so I don't see any need for it anyway. So the boat is moving quite nicely. The mainsail is it's not perfect, but it's doing a job. So it's a 25-year-old mainsail, so it's you have to cut it some slack sometimes. So yeah, we are trying to get across this fjord as far as we can, and then we'll tack back and do that a few times. So before I tack, I will roll up some of the general, because I don't need it to be this far off of the mast when I do all the tacking. I'll have to do up towards the anchorage, because that is straight up wind as it seems right now. That could clock over a bit in an hour or so. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, it is. It's been nice sailing. Good wind, warm, sunny. It's all good. So I'll just let the camera swoop around a bit and let you have a look. So this is the ferry terminal at Hollyday. There is a lot of ferries going in and out there, and we are heading in this direction, that's towards Bergen. And on the other side here is where we've been anchoring a few times, and this is Extern and Tysnes. So there is a bit of ferries going back and forth here, so I need to keep a lookout because I guess there will be another ferry arriving shortly. So I need to keep a lookout. So I'll cut the camera and focus on dodging ferries for a bit. So I was right about the wind. There is white caps over here and there is blowing 20 knots, about 10 meters per second. Yeah, it's been great. I was struggling a bit after I reefed and I trimmed the sails from the new wind direction. I couldn't really get the boat to go as I wanted, and I was fiddling about with the sails, and I was looking at the telltales and they seemed to tell me that the sail was right, but it didn't feel right. So I trimmed the sail even harder, and all of a sudden they went all over the place, and then when I got to a rather hard setting, they both agreed on the wind flow over the sail, and everything started working again. So stuff you need to figure out with your boat, I guess. That there is actually 2 points with these sails where I can actually get the telltales to tell the sail is right. I need to go for the harder setting. So now we are doing about 7 knots with one reef in the main and a few turns on the furler on the Genoa. So we're doing great speed. We are past the point where I was planning on tacking, but the wind direction is not quite what I had expected, so I'm gonna extend this leg of the sail a little bit further, as far as I can, because that will give me a much better angle to the wind later on. I hope I can make it in one tack, but perhaps I will make another one. I'm not sure, I will see. But we're doing great speed. We are taking a bit of water over the bow at times, but that's just water that's blown over the bow from the wind. It's not the waves crushing over. So it's not dramatic in any way, but there is a bit of wind and it carries the water a bit. So, yeah, it is good fun. So I'll give you an update later on when I've made a tack, and we'll see if we can make the course that we are planning on. Hopefully this is going to be the last tack, so I'm going to try and have this filmed while I'm executing the tack. So what I've done, I've prepped this winch with the lines that I want to, or the sheet that I want to pull in. This is the line that is going out, and I'm going to center the boom. So the main sail takes care of itself, and then it's just to disengage the autopilot and turn the boat around. So first I'm taking a few turns of this sheet, letting that one onto the floor, disengage the autopilot, look that everything is ready around me. Turn the boat. I let go of the sheet. Take control over the helm. I engage the autopilot. And I give it a few pulls. Disengage the autopilot again. Back the course. The autopilot is, if I'm not really careful where I put the wheel or the helm, it takes too long to correct itself, so then I get a bit of trouble. Like now, I'm centering the helm, then I engage the autopilot, then it starts to steer as it should, most of the time. So now I can sometimes slip, so I need to service the winches. So that's basically it. Now I have to tidy up the lines, and that's important. You need to keep this under control. That's how I do it. That's probably many better ways to do it, but this works for me. This is what I do. So hope you found it interesting. So this is hopefully our last tack. I'm not really sure. It is close. Perhaps we will have to make another one. That's doable. If I have to do it, I have to do it. So that's part of sailing. The anchorage is beyond this mainland sticking out here. We're going into a sound that's in between some islands and the mainland. So I've never been there before. I've motored past it once in the other boat, but that's about it. So yeah, we'll see what we find. I hope it's a good spot available for us at the anchorage. There is a mooring buoy there, and there is good space for anchoring, so it's well protected from the winds as well. So I hope it's all good. If not, it is options around it as well, so it's not. I'm not worried about it. So we are approaching our anchorage. That is in between these islands in front of us. I'll get back to the name of these islands later on. We've sailed all the way. We sailed actually 28 nautical miles today, so that's quite good. We've got quite a bit of wind at times. We touched on 12 meters per second at the most, but that was brief. But we had 11 and 10 meters per second quite a lot of the time. So yeah, it's been windy. I've been putting in reef, shaking out reefs, putting in reefs and shaking out reefs, and tacking and tacking and tacking. So it's been a lot of work. My arm is quite sore after the vaccine, so it's yeah. I'm looking forward to until tomorrow. I hope it's not going to be too bad. So yeah, I'm going to focus on getting the boat into the anchorage. It is now 10 minutes to 10, so it's I guess I'll be at the anchorage about 10 and set the anchor until about 10:30, I guess. There's always a bit of time to set the anchor properly, find the right spot and so on, but it's worth taking the time. You sleep better at night. So now we're just motoring into the sound in between the islands, and gonna have a late dinner today. We actually, this is the furthest we could go today. This is the furthest anchorage. So we've maximized this day because tomorrow is going to be light winds, but from a generally good direction, so we get to the next anchorage. And the main goal is the day after that we are going to go to Fedje, which is an island quite far north of Bergen. So we're going to stay there for a few days, I guess, and check out the island. So that is the plan, and the weather window for that is Saturday. Today is Thursday, so we needed to make this day count because we had good weather. I didn't want to motor or anything. I wanted to sail. So I'd call this a success. It's been good. We managed to do what we hoped to get done, and now it's just to finish off the evening in a good way. So yeah, I will give you an update when the anchor is down. So anchor is down, set right away. All of the chain is out, is about 20 meters deep. I've got 50 meters of chain out. It just dug in right away. So I hope it's gonna come up as easy as it usually does tomorrow. And now the sun is going down, dinner is ready, and engine is off and the heater is on. So now it's just a matter of enjoying the evening. So I'm gonna cut the camera here, and I'll see you next time. I'll put the description for the anchorage in. I'll put the GPS coordinates for the anchorage in the description below. How about that? It's not easy. It's been a hard, long day of sailing, but it's been really fun. It's 10:30 at the minute, so yeah, my guess was good. See you next time.